The bullish case for investing in uranium assets continues to play out like clockwork as we have another week of development, which just exponentially accelerated the fundamentals of these uranium assets and why owning them could potentially provide life-changing money, guys. Unfortunately, we can't control the wars and the geopolitical events, but all we can do is focus on what we can control, which is what we do with our assets and our energy and our time. And if we can make life-changing return by investing shrewdly, like many uranium investors are doing and have been doing and are benefiting from this week, then we can make the world a better place with those life-changing returns. That is the whole purpose of this channel, guys. So let's get into some price action on what actually went down this week. So you have the URNM, a metric of uranium miners globally, up 8.71% on the week, guys. Incredible returns for an asset class in the midst of a war and tension happening. Look what happened to the global market. That was down 0.18%. So again, incredible divergence. The fundamentals of uranium just cannot be ignored. Here's why that happened. John Quakes shared this memo from the Uranium Producers of America on Twitter. Here's what they said. Russia's aggression in Ukraine highlights the danger of relying on the Kremlin and its allies for strategically critical energy supplies and minerals. Nearly half of the uranium needs to fuel U.S. reactors is purchased from Russia, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan. Despite ample U.S. uranium resources and the capacity to produce them at the highest environmental safety and health standards, U.S. production has almost completely halted. So what they're saying is that uranium has been completely underinvested in. These stocks are depressed. They've been oversold, and the spot price has not been enough to incentivize mining, and there hasn't been enough investment. And so what we have around the world is a scramble to shore up energy supply, guys. This just came out. The European Union will unveil a strategy to break free from Russian gas. The European Union is completely dependent on Russia for gas after decades of dependence. So what's happening is a scramble, right? And so as countries are trying to shore up their energy supply and get away from Russia, you have the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust quietly in the background, just bleeding the market of supply. Here's a great tweet from John Quakes. Today was the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust's largest single day with uranium purchases since September 2021. What happened in September 21? We had a huge price spike in the spot price of uranium. They added 1.4 million pounds. So we're scraping the barrel today and still have over $90 million to add more pounds. So they're just going to keep squeezing the market, guys. This is why many guests on this show and many uranium bulls think it's just obvious, think that this bullish price action is obvious that we're seeing today. And it is. And so this is just one of the many reasons why uranium is spiking. Who else it's obvious to are the titans of Silicon Valley. This is a great piece in Seeking Alpha, which summarizes the viewpoints of a lot of these Silicon Valley titans, guys, because it's obvious to them as well. You have Mark Andreessen. He is a legendary Silicon Valley titan, pretty much the king of venture capital, saying, build 1,000 new state-of-the-art nuclear power plants in the US and Europe right now. We won't, but we should. This guy is known for investing in revolutionary technology. Here's a list of what his firm has invested in. They've invested in Lyft, Pinterest, Slack, Coinbase. These are just some of the public companies that they've taken public. They've also been investors in Facebook. And so a legend of investment saying we need nuclear. And this piece also talks about Jack Dorsey. Generating more energy, not less, increases the quality of life for all. And he has a nuclear sign. Elon Musk, we've talked about, unless susceptible to extreme natural disasters, nuclear power plants should not be shut down. These guys get it. You know who else gets it is China. The world's second largest economy is going to be an extreme driver of demand in the future, as we've talked about. They're building massive amounts of reactors at home. But here's an interesting development from the South China Morning Post. China is building a nuclear power plant in Argentina as it looks to Latin America. New Deal is latest Chinese effort to engage with countries in the region using its cutting-edge clean energy technology. So China wants to dominate the nuclear game. A recently inked deal to build a nuclear power plant in Argentina is the latest effort by China to engage with Latin American countries using its advanced clean energy technology. They're very proud of this nuclear power technology they developed, part of a broader push to expand its influence in the region. The $8 billion plant will use China's homegrown design. It will be Argentina's fourth nuclear power station. It will have an installed capacity of 1.2 gigawatts and an initial life of 60 years. So you have China building out nuclear infrastructure all over the world. You have the United States building out nuclear infrastructure and investing in the space. You have the European Union desperate for some sort of energy policy that isn't dependent on Russia. The Nord Stream 2 pipeline canceled, probably not going to happen anymore. So what is Germany going to do? They're going to try to invest in renewables and natural gas, but you have smart countries like France doubling down on nuclear power, guys. And so that is the bull case for the demand side of uranium. In the meantime, the supply side continues to shrink. Camco just said that utilities are scrambling for power. You have the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust taking that supply away from them, forcing them to get it at higher prices. There's a feeding frenzy. Everyone is going to scramble for uranium. That's why you have the uranium spot price breaking out of this bull flag and uranium stocks pumping, guys. So this week accelerated the bull case for uranium because you have the United States scrambling for uranium, you have Europe scrambling for uranium, you have China scrambling for uranium. They were already doing that, but this week kind of like lit a fire under them, and now they're going after it even more. And it's an absolutely perfect storm for the spot price to melt up, and that is why we're seeing this outperformance, which the people that have called for this bull market think is just going to continue for many months, and which is why the deep red moments we've been seeing because of interest rates and inflation have been buying opportunities, and that's what's being proven out right now. This discussion is for informational purposes only. Please consult a certified financial planner when making any decisions about investing. And do your own research before making any decisions. Investments are risky, and you can lose lots of money in them.